Hey, I'm Chris Duke, the Glamping guy. I'm here with my walk with Domino, just sharing my little tidbits of glamping news and knowledge, and helping other glamping owners develop safe, legal, and profitable glamping operations on their private property. Beautiful day. Gosh, I don't even need this jacket. I've started this in 2019, which was my first season, and I just want to take some time to walk through with you kind of the spirit of development. Not the spirit of development, really the development. Kind of looking back on those 5 years, where I came from, and maybe end with what I plan to do in the near future, in the next couple of years. I started in 2018. I call it season 1. You may have heard the story before because I've told it many times, but it started with a bedroom remodel where my wife and I moved out in the backyard. You pretty much used my hunting gear to camp out while we did the remodel. And after the remodel was over, I put it up on Airbnb in the middle of August, and I only kept it up for August and September. I made $2,400 on our camping gear. I was like, man, this is awesome. If you think about it, it was camping gear that was pretty much in storage. I wasn't making any money in storage, and then all of a sudden it made some serious chunk of change to put in my pocket. Season number 2 in 2020, remember that was a COVID year. I was still a teacher at the time, kind of getting turned off by the way schools were responding to the COVID pandemic. Well, we decided to build a second glamping tent, and we put it up on the other side of our property. I built a platform, kind of invested some more money, and I obviously bought a new tent. It did phenomenally well. In fact, if you notice the graph on Airbnb, because I was only on Airbnb at the time, I'm on other OTAs now, but if you notice the graph, when I put up the tent that month, it doubled in size. So I was watching the numbers very closely then, I remember, and thinking, is this a real deal? And we were definitely meeting a demand. So that second year, I made I think $18,000. It was really good. And then that's to a public school teacher, you remember. That's a serious side hustle. Season number 3, we kind of went all out and took it very seriously. I actually resigned from teaching. Wendy and I readjusted our family goals and outlook. We fell in love with outdoor hospitality, so we really liked it and wanted to continue with it. Put up a third tent, partnered with my neighbor, put up 3 container homes, partnered with my son who was building these things, and we made close to $90,000. This is like 81 some, and then we started getting the other OTAs, so it was actually like $90,000 we made that summer. And it was like, wow, this is really cool. So that was season number 3. Now season 4 is really when I started getting into trouble. A lot of my content here at glampingguy.com talks about permitting and zones and codes and health department stuff and septic tanks. We just go into all the details of how to do a safe, legal, and profitable glamping operation. The neat thing about that year is that I did get some community opposition. There's really one neighbor who was turning me in all over the place. It helped validate my company. We went to LLC and did all sorts of stuff, and officially got my special use permit in July of 2022 in that 4th season. And that really did validate me as a business. Then I opened up marketing and really just became very active in the community and the Chamber of Commerce, started writing for the local paper, and just doing a lot of community engagement and being really strong as a small business in the neighborhood. And despite the opposition that I got, because I had to send letters to neighbors, I had to kind of engage in some social media smearing that was going on, and I had to deal with all that. It was very stressful. But despite that, I still made $130,000 that year. So going from 90 to 130, what is that, a 40-50% growth, is pretty good, and I'm pleased with that because it was such a developmental year. A lot of people, and this might be speaking to you if you're a landowner really wanting to do what I'm doing. if I knew then what I know now, I would be more aggressive. I'll be building more units. You know, hindsight's 2020, but you see that you're meeting a demand and doing really good in the world. That's what I like to do in life. I don't know about you, but I want to be a good person and make people happy and come to a self-actualization that is beautiful. So that's my I suppose that's my deeper purpose in life, and I do that through glamping. Now my 5th season went very, very well. In fact, we're on track to making $250,000, so we're actually doubling this year. Oh, now I'm walking into the sun. Now we're in the process of restructuring our business. We're securing a second property. I mean, I've already secured it, but we're under contract. We got to seal up that contract. So we're seeking financing through some capital fundraising and things like that. And really focused on a company growth going into our 6th season. Now this winter, I really want to build up my Glamping Guy curriculum and Glamping Guy YouTube channel and stuff like that. We're really helping other people doing the same thing that I'm doing, and try to start walking that walk of developing safe, legal, and profitable glamping operations on our private property. So that kind of casts the vision for what we want to do in season 6, as well as just keep developing the properties we have. Monument Creek Glamping is I would call my most stable property. It's got 8 units on it now, and our second property is on the other side of town, and that's under review right now with a special use permit, and which we will get. It's just depending on all sorts of review questions and things. It's very complicated getting a special use permit. It's not a simple thing. It's not like, you know, applying for your permit for your car. That's so easy compared to a special use permit. But we're in process of that, and it's going very well. And I feel like our county, especially our commissioners and planning commission, really want things like this to happen. We have a master plan in our county that's really conducive to glamping and on private property. So I'm just going to keep going and keep growing. Maybe this time next year I'll be talking about a 3rd or 4th property, maybe 5th property. I feel like there's plenty of demand here in the area for it, and I'm excited to be leading the way with Monument Glamping. Well, I'm Chris Jude, the Glamping Guy, here on my walk with Domino, and I hope you enjoyed my little overview of the last 5 seasons. Hope to see you for some more seasons and more videos. All right, take care. Bye now.